working really hard over the weekends and still not managing to get the results that you want to see? Where are you going wrong, weekend warrior? That's what we're about to find out.
Let's look at the many ways in which you can do the perfect squat.
Too much sitting is detrimental to your spine, but there are ways around it too.
The heroes of the ancient world were its warriors. In the modern world, we have heroes too, and they are fighting the evils of our time. Rising cholesterol, stubborn body fat, dull, stiff muscle ache. The Fitness Brigade has taken on this challenge of slaying these mighty dragons. And within their ranks, you will find our weekend warriors. They are the ones who dust their soccer cleats and pull out their cricket gear, put on their running shoes and head to the nearest ground for a friendly weekend game.
This looks like an ideal place for a workout. But unfortunately, many of our weekend warriors end up a little bit subdued after their weekend, which is such a pity because all it would take is a little bit of change to avoid all that soreness.
The main reason behind this ideal scenario going wrong is the weekend warrior's tendency to believe that this trip to the fitness grounds is a trip back in time. So when they squeeze into their university track pants, they remember how dazzling they were on the field back in the day. Except what they thought looks like this actually looks like this. And what they thought would feel like this actually feels like this.
Exit Sunday, enter Monday, and our weekend warriors are probably to be found struggling up those office steps, muscle groups sore all over, or even in bed with an injury. Where are our warriors going wrong? Well, first and foremost, the back in the day trap. Now, you may have a crystal clear memory of your college sports day, but if your muscles have long forgotten that movement pattern, then it's going to hurt. Secondly, trying to do too much too quickly. If you've been pushing buttons all week, every week for a month or longer, then suddenly jolting your body into exercise is like trying to start a car on a cold winter morning. At least give it that 15-minute warm-up that it requires. Thirdly, getting so caught up in the moment that you're going to regret it later. Yes, exercise peps you up, it gives you a buzzing high, it makes you feel so good that in the moment you just want to keep on going. But weekend warrior, listen to your body and stay within the intensity that it can take. Otherwise, you may wake up the next day with very bad muscle fever. And lastly, it definitely increases your risk of injury.
But hey, I'm the last person to tell you to stop this. I'd say go for it. And while you're at it, let's do some more of it. I mean literally, let's do more of this. Why keep all the fun for the weekend alone? Why not spread it out and become a warrior on a day in the middle of the week as well? Say a Tuesday or a Thursday. Put in an hour of walking or jogging at lunch, or stop by at the park for a yoga session, or at the gym for a quick workout before or even after your work. You'll be surprised how far that 1 hour in the middle of your week will take you on the path to achieving some real fitness results and keeping you much more warrior-like. If you are a weekend warrior who heads to the gym to fight his battle, then remember to keep it simple. If you've come to the gym after 5 days of button pushing, you're going to be pretty deconditioned to take on any significant progressions from the previous week's workout. Listen to your body and to a trainer, and don't push too hard too soon. A high-intensity circuit training workout, which includes both cardio and strength, that's what works best for weekend warriors who attack the gym.
and definitely up the level of your daily activity. Small changes like this, they're going to go a long way into bringing you back into form. So take the stairs, do the housework, work in the garden, walk the dog. Just do everything that you've always been doing, but do a little bit more. Make sure that your weekend warrior ways do not get confused with a midlife crisis and guilt-driven workouts. They just don't work, so quit trying. Aim to be a true weekend warrior, not a weekend warrior. And with the coming summer months, always remember to carry your water.
Hydration is fundamentally important for your exercise regime, and many viewers have been writing in to ask us as to how much hydration is enough.
Perhaps we should start looking at what hydration does for our bodies. Water acts as a lubricant for your muscles, joints and vital organs, and it is the transporter of oxygen and glucose throughout your body. Your muscles need water for strength and flexibility, and your joints need water to prevent stiffness. And so getting the right amount of fluid before, during and after a workout can make all the difference to your body's ability to perform exercise.
It might surprise you to know that when you're exercising, you lose up to 1 liter of fluid in an hour. And with the summers approaching, you need to be extra careful.
Hot and humid environments with little or no wind makes it difficult for the body to dissipate heat into the environment. So the body sweats more in an effort to try and cool down. And with this sweat, you are losing fluid and electrolytes. The amount of fluid you lose varies on how long and how hard you have been exercising. You would mainly lose fluid in your sweat and in your breath. Make sure you're well hydrated before exercising. Start drinking 2 hours prior to exercise. If you're dehydrated before your workout, your core temperature will rise so quickly, your heart will be forced to work harder than usual. This will definitely have an impact on your performance. It has even been known to cause heart stroke. During exercise, sipping water is recommended, but how much you drink? That varies from person to person. Keep sipping water throughout your session. It's a good idea to keep a check on yourself and get to know how much fluid intake works for you. But don't wait until you're thirsty, because by then you are already dehydrated. After exercise, you need to replenish the fluid you have lost, and the sooner, the better. Aim for a 1:1 ratio of fluid replacement to fluid lost in sweat. To know how much you have lost, just weigh yourself before and after exercise. The difference is the amount of fluid lost from the body. Replenish that and you're good to go.
There is a raging debate these days regarding the need and importance of sports drinks. Do you think you really need them?
Sports drinks aim to replenish an athlete's water, electrolyte and energy supply. They contain a concentration of salt and sugar. It also contains a certain percentage of carbohydrates, which quickly replenishes your energy and acts as a fuel for the muscles and for the brain.
Stay healthy, stay fit, go play.
I am a fitness band junkie. Believe it or not, I own 9 different trackers. Every time there's something new, I must be the first in line to get it, and I try it out in every which way I can. Always been looking for the perfect tracker because I like quantifying my workout. I like the idea of a quantified self. How do I make changes to my fitness regime based on all that data? Does it really mean that I'm overdoing it or underdoing it? And what are the changes required to achieve perfect fitness?
Okay, so one more fitness tracker time, and this one is supposed to be a bit of a revolution, the Goqii. I'll start off why I think the first impressions are pretty good. Very attractive, very different. Normally, most of the trackers that you get in the market, very subtle, right? I mean, kind of blend in grays, blacks, and that's pretty much all you really get. This one has a pretty interesting design, and I'm not a very subtle kind of person, so I really do like this. But you do get a plain black in the box too. Now, I'm going to get started with finding out exactly what this can do, why this is supposed to be a big revolution. It's supposed to be one of the best in the world. So this is Goqii. Okay, So a bit of a workout and also a bit of a workout for the Goqii. And the first initial impressions now in terms of using it, the touch screen does make a difference. No buttons to fiddle with, just tap the screen and you move on to whatever you're really trying to do. Display pretty good, a nice big display out there. I love the fact that this is a band and the actual wedge comes out and you can actually put it back in. So if you don't want it to be a band, you can hang it around, the other accessories that may well come with it. So other than all the other parts of it, which is really the hardware part of it and the feature sets, this is an interesting form factor for a fitness band. Now, a little bit more about the features and then I'm going to come to the good and the bad.
The Goqii is a very high-tech looking band with a curved touchscreen display, so it's easy to move from screen to screen and get the info. The top screen tells you the time, the date, and also has a notification feature. The screen also reports on the number of steps you've taken, the distance covered, calories burnt, quality of sleep, has a silent vibrating alarm to wake you up, and tracks also the number of super active minutes that you've actually been involved in a day. All of it seemed very accurate. I did try it out in terms of measuring the distance or the number of steps. Once you set up the app, it's very accurate. But do remember, the Goqii has one more revolutionary feature, which, as promised, brings in the human element.
So now we know most of the features in the Goqii and the fact that it's been done differently. I think it's been made by somebody who really has used a lot of fitness trackers before, looked at what's not worked and then brought this one up. Now, I spoke to you about the form factor, the ergonomics, the battery life pretty good, the screen quite good, touch screen a great feature. The amount of information this displays is also great. So in terms of being a pure fitness band, this is good. What do I not like about it? Well, let me just put it this way, that if I could get this with a slightly brighter screen, that would be great. I find the screen to be a bit muted, but it's not as if it gets faded out even in the bright sunlight, but that would be great. Second, of course, is something that I want in every fitness tracker, that I should not be really charging it for more than a month or two. But that hasn't happened. It may well happen one day, but hasn't happened at any fitness tracker that I've used right now. Other than that, I don't really see anything wrong with it right now. But it's really the next part, which is what we'll be doing next week, that really elevates this, the hardware and the features of this, to a whole different ball game. And that is that I actually have a live coach strapped onto my wrist. What am I talking about? Watch this next week.